Hi. Today I'm here speaking not only as a yoga teacher, as an authorized teacher of my guru Sharat Joyce. I'm also speaking as the ex-ambassador of Costa Rica to India for 2017 and 2018. And I'm doing this video because I had a situation today with one of my colleagues where she was telling me that she cannot invite me to her shala to teach because all the gossip around the custody case about my kids, and that this is really affecting my image. And in the first moment I got very angry at someone that cannot really understand what is happening, but then I realized I needed to speak out and explain why I have been exposing my case to the whole world. My fight is for joint custody, something that is absolutely unknown in my country, Costa Rica. Costa Rica is a very patriarchal society where women are meant and designed to be in the kitchen, and those of us who are the new women, the new generations that are professionals, that have studied, that have capacities, that can even become ambassadors or ministers or achieve anything a man has achieved in the past, we are still condemned by our society. And my case is an example of that misogynist vision. I was working as an ambassador for 2 years without my dear babies because I wanted to make an impact in India and connect the two countries, an opportunity that was dear to my heart since I really love India. And it was my blessing to serve as an ambassador in your country. But the price I had to pay for that was that they took away my kids. In a custody case that was absolutely illegal, that was never notified to me, that had no real proof, and that was based on lies. So as I speak this, it's been more than 1 year that I have been fighting the legal fight for my kids, for joint custody. And yoga has helped me, first of all, recover from the shock of losing them, because as a loving mother, I was really looking forward to be with them again, because being away from them for so long was super hard for me. I was going there as much as I could, but it's so far away, it was impossible. And people said that I have been indifferent to my children. I was working so they could go to a private school because the father had no means to pay for that. Well, that happened since we got married. I was basically the one providing everything. Anyways, what is at stake here is my perspective of yoga as an activism, as a preparation to fight for what you really love in life. Yoga is not a lifestyle. Some people are workshop junkies and they jump from teacher to teacher and they want to achieve the legs behind the head and they want to do the headstands and handstands. I tell you, I can do that all, and that means nothing in front of the energy that this practice gives us to move into light and become an agent of change. Because my case in Costa Rica may be the last case, so no other family has to go through this pain of separation, unfair separation. So yes, I exposed my case because as an ambassador, I already had a public profile. And as an ambassador, what happened to me, a public servant on duty that gets her children taken away from her unfairly, is absolutely illegal. And that's my fight. As a lawyer, I know this process is going to take years because there's no way my ex-husband wants to negotiate, sorry. And I am very, very much sure that if it was not for my yoga practice, I would probably be dead. Because the pain was so intense and I was absolutely devastated, surprised by the betrayal, but of course, in so much pain for not being able to be with my children. So I decided to leave my country. I decided to leave a society where the rights of the children and responsible mothers are not respected. What happens? According to the law in my country, the kids can be taken away from mothers that are drug addicts, mothers that are in prostitution. I don't even think in prostitution. Mothers that don't really care for the kids, but I was a mother that I was always present with my kids. And yes, I had to work because I did not decide to stay with men that were not respecting me. So I decided to end those relationships and work and create the ways so my kids could be educated in a private school. And I was paying for everything. And then I go back and they say that I have never been there for them. But anyways, for those of you that think that yoga is a posture or yoga is a name or fame or whatever, I am here to tell you that no, yoga is the way to become an agent of change for whatever you believe in. My case is very painful and I hope none of you has to go through that at any point. But I hope that I can change the law in my country so joint custody becomes the norm, because I am a rare case because I am a woman, and usually this happens to fathers. And the ladies, they're very hurt from the divorce, so they start accusing the father of abuse, accusing the father, and they completely strip the parents away from these children. And the children need both father and mother. No matter what the opinion of the mother of the father is, no matter what the opinion of the father of the mother is. That has nothing to do with the rights of the children to both parents. And that's what joint custody is. Joint custody is also given 50% of responsibilities and 50% of rights. It's not one of the parents has the kids and enjoys them and everything, and the other one is only paying as a bank and can barely see his own kids. That's absolutely unfair, and that's why I left my country. I was not going to be stuck in that position of fighting a legal case without being able to live with my kids. I was already separated from them for almost 2 years because of my job. And I tried to serve my country the best that I could. And I know there was an impact in India. Why? Because now I live in India. And here in India, I feel so happy and so blessed. And I know my children will come to me in due time. Why? Because as Martin Luther King used to say, the arc of justice takes time, but gears to the goodness. And the love between a mother and her children is infinite, absolute, and sacred. And I cannot agree with laws that go against that. I cannot agree with lawyers that go against that. That take either the father or the mother from their kids in the name of money. Because ultimately, this is what this fight is for. It's so low and so painful to see people fighting for money and stepping into their children no matter what. It's really something that for me has been an opening into the darkness as nothing before. And from that space of acknowledgement of what is that I tell you, yoga is a savior. And if you want to learn from me, that's what I can teach you. I can teach you about the example of never giving up. I can tell you about the example of rising up from the ashes, of the burning transformation that completely took my life away from me. My home, my shala, my students, my family, my children, my parents, and even those who I consider friends, I thank God they're gone because they were not real friends. But yoga is the way to discernment, to realize what is good for you and what is not good for you. So this trial is going to go for years. I will not go back to Costa Rica until there is a verdict of joint custody. And that's the only way I can return there. Because that way I will go pick up my children and bring them to India. Here in our home, where we have so much love for them, where we think of them often, I cannot speak to them as much as I could because there's a lot of interference in the communications with the father. But still, they know I'm here, they know we love them, they know we're waiting for them. And it will take years, yes, but I won't go back to a system that is disrespectful of women, disrespectful of families. And I'm sure this video, not even like the people who are doing this terrible thing understand English. That's the level of ignorance of my country. But for those of you that can understand, not only in Costa Rica, but through all over the world, understand that my cause is a cause of justice. It's not a cause of getting into the spotlight or getting attention. I don't care about that. I care that no other family goes through this hell as I have been. And I have been through it only because of the presence of my teacher. Because my teacher has protected me in so many ways through this amazing yoga practice. I tell you, if I have been through the fire, you can do it also. And that's what I have to teach you. And if you cannot see beyond the gossip, and if you cannot understand what I'm saying, I'm not your teacher. Definitely I'm not. I'm not someone that is going to tell you how to do third series, even though I can do it. That means nothing. What's really important is your values. What are you living for? Are you really like placing love in the first time? Are you really to fight with everything you've got for what you love? That's what I can teach you, because I'm doing it myself. I'm not a theory. This is full practice of love in the world. My teacher used to say, yoga is 99% practice, yes. 1% asana, yes. Yeah, I can do all the crazy stuff. You can see my pictures on Instagram. That means nothing. So I'm not here to teach you that, even though I can teach you that. I'm here to take you beyond that. I want to take you into your passion for what you really are, for who you really are, into your self-realization. That's where I want to take you. And yeah, it takes guts, it takes balls, it takes courage. It's not for anyone. You want to do this practice and be a princess, go ahead and do it. It's not my style. I'm a warrior, and I'm here to fight for what I love. I hope you can understand. And if there's anything you want to ask me, I am here. I really thank all of those who have been writing me throughout this year with their support. I know I am defending a fair cause, and joint custody is the future for many families that are going through so much pain like mine now. And yoga is the medicine.